So the main takeaway of the speaking session tomorrow is that I'm trying to make people understand the key difficulties that as an entrepreneur or as an industry participant we found in introducing and promoting new protein. I'm gonna focus on protein. And there's a lot of challenges I'm going to talk about tomorrow. And why protein is important is because that protein is very hard to grow. We all know how unsustainable animal farming is, or even aquaculture, you know? And so protein is very hard to grow, and it's on the rise in terms of consumption. People are consuming more and more protein. Why? Because they know it's healthier to eat more protein. And people have more money to buy more protein as well. So that's why protein has become such an issue in the market. The transformation for now is still, I have to be honest with you, very, very slow. The reason why it is slow is because that the conventional protein, meaning the conventional, especially animal protein, is still very, very dirt cheap. And a lot of people even think it's healthier, which is not true, by the way, which is another topic. But in any case, people are still leaning towards the conventional protein because of its affordability. Now, so that's the reason why the change is slow. But I'm sure what we saw in the last couple years, especially during the pandemic, and even before the pandemic, you got the pandemic going on, you got the global warming, the climate issues going on in the world, and on top of that, you got all these crazy politicians like what we're experiencing with the Russian-Ukrainian war going on in different pockets of the world. That is destined to make the protein production in the future will become ever more expensive and ever more unsustainable. So that is the reason why we, as an impact-driven entrepreneur, mission-driven entrepreneurs, and a lot of investors together in this field are trying to promote these new technologies. What we're working on is a fermentation technology using microalgae to grow protein. And so that, in our opinion, is one of the most sustainable way, most efficient way to grow protein in the future. And that's gonna save a lot of issues that we're seeing in the market today. But it just doesn't register to a lot of people. That's why we're coming here to talk about why it's not registering with a lot of investors and even the consumers or vendors. Why it is important. What are the challenges to make people aware that these technologies are the help for the future? That's what we're trying to do. An event like this is very, very important and very, very much needed. Is the fact that, especially for us entrepreneurs, we don't have a lot of venues like this to speak out, to voice. And an event like this, especially focused on foods, and especially they pay a lot of attention to protein. That's exactly what we're needed. To have a place, have a platform for us to say why our technology is important, why our technology is needed. To tell people a lot of the things that they don't understand or they don't really pay attention to. They saw it, but they don't know that's going to be a crazy issue in the future. And we are here, you may say we're sounding the alarm bell maybe a bit too early. But then again, things are never too early to be prepared. As we just experienced through the pandemic. Crisis is gonna hit you really bad, really awfully, really unpreparedly. And so you gotta be prepared for yourself for these crises. And this event like this is a perfect platform for us, for the people like us who see the problems coming, and to tell the people in the world how and why we should be prepared for these issues.